What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Last Word Sports Podcast. I'm your host today, Scott Converts, and we have special guest speaker, Jacob Johnstone, NFL analyst, here to talk about the upcoming and sort of already begun NFL free agency period.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so, to start, we're just going to kind of talk about some of the recent deals and trades that have occurred already today and, leading up to today. So let's get started with the pretty big one that happened just a little while ago. Calais Campbell traded to the Ravens for like a 5th-round pick.
The Ravens are smart, and I hate my Seattle Seahawks for not making that trade.
I mean,
what is
if
Seattle
you ask
doing?
teams around the league, you could get Calais Campbell for a 5th-rounder.
Everyone would make that trade like that.
What are the Jaguars thinking? I mean, they're like rebuilding with the Boye
Yeah,
trade.
but like they're getting
and
4th and 5th-round picks.
Yeah, 4th and 5th-round picks are useless. Like, they're all right.
Who are you going to draft with 4th and 5th-round picks this year?
I don't get it, man.
I mean, Ravens also re-signed Calais Campbell for 2 years.
Yeah, they gave him a 2-year, $27 million contract.
Just smart on them.
And they also put a franchise tag on Matt Judon, outside linebacker.
That's a smart move. He's like about 27 now.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are set up to be good down the stretch.
Yeah, I think Ravens got a shot.
Obviously, they were the number 1 seed in the AFC this past year. Lamar Jackson won MVP. Playoffs didn't go as planned, but they just keep getting better.
Yeah.
They had three, maybe 2 All-Pro defensive backs between Marlon Humphrey, Earl Thomas, and Marcus Peters. Yeah. So Ravens are looking good. They're set for the future. Pulled off a really nice trade to get Calais Campbell. Another big deal from today.
Right? I was going to say. Well, I was like, speaking of the Ravens' playoff failure. The Titans.
Yeah,
they re-signed Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill. They gave him 4 years, $118 million. So, what did you think of this deal?
Honestly, I don't know if I would give him $62 million guaranteed. It's Ryan Tannehill. He's had 2 good years. He's had 2 playoff seasons. Personally, I think he's better than what they could have gotten. Free agent market. If Teddy Bridgewater got let go by the Saints, which I don't think he will, I think Teddy B would be a little bit better because he's a bit younger.
Mm-hmm. Tannehill's 31.
Yeah. If Prescott got let go, maybe that would have been a little bit better. Again, he's younger.
Obviously, but Prescott's probably not going to make it.
Yeah, I'm surprised Tannehill got that much money. Personally,
the thing for me with Tannehill is I like him a lot. I thought he was phenomenal last year down the stretch. I made a video earlier about why the Titans were super nice and he was playing well. But at the end of the day, the offense is focused on Derrick Henry, and I probably would have focused on giving him a new deal before Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
And at the same time, as much as I love Tannehill and he was super accurate and everything, it just seems like a lot of money and a 4-year deal, especially for a guy who kind of just had one breakout season.
He's a game manager.
And, he showed a lot down the stretch. But, again, it's just like you said, he was very average to mediocre for the first, 7 years of his career.
And injury-prone.
Yeah, injury-prone. And then he had one incredible season. And so, again, we've seen deals like this kind of backfire where you give a guy a ton of money, like Brock Osweiler after, a little stretch. Yeah. Obviously, he's better than Brock Osweiler. Yeah. But the point is, if you give a guy a 4-year deal after he's just, made one run. But I think it was the right move for the Titans because everybody in the locker room loves him. I really don't think bringing in Tom Brady would have done much because I don't think quarterback
Tom Brady's just getting worse, and he's 42.
As much as I like him, you probably would have had to pay Brady just as much on a yearly basis. And I really don't think he's any better than Ryan Tannehill at this point. And I don't think signing him would have pushed them over the top.
Here's my thought. I think maybe they signed Tannehill before had Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry is not going to resign. You ever think about that?
Well, the other thing, too, is now that they got a deal done with Tannehill, they can use the tag on Henry.
Yeah, they can.
So,
I mean, they're probably going to sign one, tag the other.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Henry wants to stay with the Titans, but he wants to be paid like a Zeke or
and he deserves to. He was the best running back in the NFL last year.
He does deserve to be paid.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think he should be paid as good as Zeke? No, because he's had maybe 1.5 good years.
I think Zeke got overpaid, too, because Zeke's really good. But...
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about overpaid, you can talk about David Johnson.
Oh, man. David Johnson.
I miss David Johnson.
Let's move on. Talk about some other guys. Brandon Scherff for the Redskins. He got a franchise tag.
I think he'll play.
Yeah, Scherff's a good player. Again, it's the Redskins. They're young. They're rebuilding. I think Dwayne Haskins has some potential. Everybody's dogging on him and saying that they should draft.
It's the Redskins. Who is their number one receiver? Rookie Terry McLaurin, who's good, but he has help with Paul Richardson, who's injured all the time. Josh Jackson, who got released. Kelvin Harmon and Steven Sims, who are both okay, but
their defense is terrible. They really don't have.
They've got they've got Montez Sweat, but it's the Redskins.
I think people are dogging on Haskins too hard though, because a lot of people are saying they should draft Tua. For me, that's crazy.
I think they should give Haskins 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, here's the thing. Josh Rosen is what they're comparing the situation to. But Rosen was literally like the worst quarterback of all time in like his stretch with the Cardinals for a rookie.
But you also have
He
to
was
think
terrible.
That's also
Like,
the Cardinals.
It's the Cardinals, granted, and so that's why I don't
They
think
have a
people
bad
should have
offensive
given up on
line.
him.
It's a bad
But he
offensive-
was atrocious. Like Haskins showed a lot of promise at the end of the year. He was terrible in his first game against the Giants. He threw 4 interceptions, but after that, like when he was playing the Giants in like week 16ish, he was like 15 of 18, for 220 and 2 touchdowns. Like he had some flashes, some good games, but he was actually solid.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is Chase Young is going to be on the board at number 2.
Yeah.
And passing on him to get Tua doesn't make sense.
I honestly, I don't think the Redskins will take Chase Young. I don't think they will. I think they'll take Jeff Okuda.
At 2.
Why would you? You have
That's
you have
crazy.
You have a defensive line.
As a Giants fan, I'd be cool with that.
You have Deron Payne, Matt Ioannidis, and Jonathan Allen, all young defensive players who are all good at the defensive line. Chase Young has his hand in the dirt, and when he lines up, Redskins are an outside linebacker team that blitz with Ryan Kerrigan and Montez Sweat. Mm-hmm. They don't do that. That's not a scheme Chase Young fits in. Personally speaking, if I'm the Redskins, I wouldn't take Chase Young. I'd take Jeff Okuda.
That prompts another question. If you're not gonna take Tagovailoa and you don't want Chase Young, could they trade back with like a Miami type of team? Let them take Tua. You fall back. You can still get like a Jeff Okuda maybe like 5 or 6.
That's what I would do. I would fall back and take Jeff Okuda because you need defensive back help. You just released Josh Norman. Quentin Dunbar might get traded.
He had a pretty good year though.
He had a good year, but they don't like his contract. He offered a restructure. They didn't take it, so I think he's going to get traded. Your number 1 corner at that point is what, like Moreau? Who is it? It's like Jimmy Moreland, someone.
Yeah.
Who no one's heard of.
It's the Skins.
It's the Skins. Like, what do you want to do?
So, we're going to go through some other guys who didn't have as big a deals. Just kind of list them off for you, not talk about them as in-depth. Anthony Costanzo signed with the Colts.
That's a smart move. 2-year deal.
The Colts have been focusing under their new GM, who's done a phenomenal job on the offensive line, which has just been great
why
for them.
Andrew Luck retired because he didn't have an offensive line.
For like the first,
Who was the Colts GM during that time period? It was
Ryan Grigson or something.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan Grigson, for ruining a Hall of Famer's career.
Yeah, but Danny Trevathan got a 3-year contract.
It's a good move. They needed a linebacker to pair with Roquan Smith. It was either going to be Kwiatkowski or Trevathan. Mm-hmm. They want Trevathan.
Cordy Glenn got cut from the Bengals.
I mean, Cordy Glenn fell off a cliff. Like, I mean, I would have cut Cordy Glenn at this point. And you just drafted Jonah Williams. You can make that cut.
Justin Simmons got a franchise tag from the Broncos.
That's a great move by the Broncos. I think
safety.
Simmons will play, but I mean, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Plus, he's not like playing so unbelievably well that he's like, I can't believe you guys wouldn't give me like a massive contract. You know, he's to me like a more humble player. So I think
but you also have to look like he has to probably see what the safety and cornerback market does this year too.
Yeah,
because Byron Jones is going to get paid.
He's probably going to be the highest paid defensive back of all time after this offseason. Rick Wagner got cut for Detroit.
That kind of surprises me. Unless they think Tyrell Crosby can take over. I mean, I don't know why you would cut him because you don't have O-linemen. I mean,
Detroit's kind of in a weird spot. People are saying they might trade Stafford.
I think they should. I think they should rebuild.
Yes, but I don't think it makes sense for them to trade Stafford from Matt Patricia's perspective. They're in a weird spot because, if you're ownership, if you're the GM, you're probably like, let's rebuild this thing. But if you're Matt Patricia and they've pretty much told you, if you don't start winning this year, we're going to fire you, right? You're not going to trade Matthew Stafford and draft a young quarterback.
I think what they do, I think Patricia will get fired. Mm-hmm. I think they'll trade Slay. I think they'll trade Stafford. I think they'll trade Harrison. Picks. I think they'll trade Damon Harrison because he's talked about retirement. Damon Harrison is going to be done soon. Yeah. I think they trade.
He's getting up there.
I think they trade people who need contracts would be like Deshaun Hand, Ashawn Robinson. Mm-hmm. I think they try to get Jelani Tavai to develop. And probably develop their safeties, Will Harris, who the other one is, I forget. But, yeah, I think the Lions are going to rebuild within the next 2 years, and the Lions will be even more miserable than they already are.
It's tough, man, because they were pretty good at the start of the year when Stafford was playing, and then he got injured. But next move, Yannick Ngakoue received a franchise tag from the Jags. I was really hoping my man's Yannick was going to sign with my G-Man. It's okay because we're still going to get Clowney.
Your scheme doesn't work. You need an outside linebacker, like an outside linebacker, Von Miller or Khalil Mack. You don't. Jadeveon wants his hand in the dirt. He doesn't want to, and your scheme doesn't provide that. Same with Yannick Ngakoue. which is why he should have gone with the Seahawks, which is why my Seattle Seahawks are going to trade.
He's still available for trade, especially with what the Jaguars are just doing, shipping everybody out.
Seattle, Calais just got traded for a 5th. Like, if you're watching this, trade like a 4th for him, man. Like,
and the Jags are also trying to trade Nick Foles now, which they signed him to.
Which they should.
Stupid contract last year.
Well, it's just because they didn't think they'd have Gardner Minshew would do anything.
Gardner Minshew's a beast.
Gardner Minshew is Tom Brady on steroids.
Let's move on. The Chargers cut Thomas Davis and Brandon McBain.
That makes sense. I mean,
franchise tagged Hunter Henry.
That makes sense. You just drafted Jerry Tillery.
Yep.
You Drew Tranquil kind of breaking out a little bit at the end. You've got Denzel Perriman restructuring his contract.
The Chargers have so much talent, man.
You've got a lot of linebackers. Honestly, I would have restructured my deal with Davis to like mentor all those young linebackers.
Yeah, because he's a vet. He's a pro.
The McBain cut makes sense. You've got Tillery, and
Hunter Henry tagged now. Hopefully he won't go to the Patriots.
Hopefully he won't get injured.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal.
I'd like to draft him in the 10th round for my fantasy league.
So the weird thing about the Chargers is people are saying like they're so talented, which they are, and they should sign Brady and go to the Super Bowl. I don't think Brady would push them over the edge to the Super Bowl. Like I think he's good, and I think they're talented, but they just have this stigma. And on top of that, the Chiefs and the Ravens, I would still say, are probably just as, if not more talented.
I think, personally, they make the wild card. They win the wild card. I think they maybe
Depends
win
on
the
who
divisional.
they get as a quarterback, but yeah.
I think they maybe win if they get Brady. If they get Brady.
Yeah, if they get Brady.
I think they maybe win the divisional and get knocked out in the conference. I think Brady will bring a winning culture, but it's the Chargers, and fuck Dean Spanos. But it's the Chargers. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I think too. Like the Chiefs and Ravens are both phenomenal teams, just talent wise.
Well, here's the other
thing young,
too.
Just getting better.
You don't know what Eckler can be. Eckler had almost 1,000 yards receiving as a backup.
He's
for
phenomenal.
half a year.
Yeah,
like Eckler could have be the next. I wouldn't say the next Christian McCaffrey, but
he's got a lot of potential to be
maybe
the next Danny Woodhead.
You just compare Austin Eckler to Danny Woodhead.
Yeah, I mean the Chargers running backs.
It's Danny Woodhead.
Okay, moving on to Minnesota. They cut Xavier Rhodes, who was not so good last year.
I wish so.
Definitely fell apart in coverage, but maybe he just needs to change the location because he was locked down
he was locked down
ago.
A year ago.
Yeah,
last year was his first bad year. Last year was when he was bad. The year before he was good.
Yeah, and then they also cut Linval Joseph, which is surprising because they signed him.
They might think they have someone. There might be someone defensive tackle they like.
Or no, did they sign Sheldon Richardson?
No, the Browns have Sheldon Richardson. I'll look up the depth chart. No, I'll look it up. You discuss. Or not. Okay. Well, the Linval Joseph. Richardson on the Browns.
Okay.
But my thing is why would you cut Linval Joseph?
He's been a solid defensive tackle for him. I don't think his play's deteriorated much.
I don't think so either.
Maybe he just wanted more money.
Possibly.
They've got a bunch of guys to pay, a bunch of mouths to feed.
Yeah, I mean Danielle Hunter's contract's coming up.
And Kirk Cousins is done after this year.
Oh yeah, because his contract was fully guaranteed. I don't know what the hell they're doing. That was a horrible deal.
So, other than that,
it might be Jaleel Johnson's who they like, because he was like meh. I don't know. Their roster shows 4D tackles that I'm looking at. It's Jaleel Johnson.
How old is Linval Joseph, anyways?
He's like 31, 32.
Yeah, okay. So that could
it's age too, maybe. I don't. Nah. Armand Watts. Yeah. No, I don't see anyone that. Jaleel Johnson's the only one I'd maybe consider because I think I've seen him play okay, but yeah.
And like we were talking about Eckler, he signed a 4-year contract with them.
Yeah. So with the Chargers.
With the Chargers, yeah, not with the Vikings.
No, because they have Dalvin Cook.
Yeah,
and Alexander Madison and
the Sledgehammer
and Mike Boone. They have actually, I like Mike Boone.
They have
like
a nice
Mike Boone.
Back room.
I think if Mike Boone got to start somewhere, I honestly think he'd be a good player.
Yeah.
I think he'd be good.
So
I like Mike Boone.
Josh Norman signed with Buffalo.
That's a stupid signing.
Which I don't get that. Norman had one good year in Carolina.
You've got Trey White, who's fantastic. Levi Wallace, who's young, but from what I hear from Bills fans, they don't like him. But he's an undrafted player. He's 23, 24. Levi Wallace's contract is up this year. That might be why. they might not be able to re-sign Levi Wallace.
Mhm.
And you've got Teron Johnson, the rookie,
Yeah.
who played well.
I mean, the Bills' defense was really strong this year, and I guess bringing in Norman can't hurt it. But
Yeah.
I just don't really see any need to like sign him.
I mean, if you're losing Levi Wallace, that's the only reason you bring in Josh Norman.
I mean, I would have
Only
felt
reason.
more comfortable with them spending money on like
I don't-
receivers, offensive weapons to help Josh
well,
out.
speaking of the Bills, to re-sign Quentin Spain,
Yeah,
which is
That's
I think
good.
is a good signing. 3 years, $15
Mhm.
million. Maybe a little bit of an overpay, but I mean, Quentin Spain's solid lineman. You need protection for Josh Allen. I think it's a good
offensive
signing.
linemen typically get overpaid if they're solid.
Yeah, I think it's Quentin
Just
Spain's good.
ask me about
Quentin Spain's always good.
Nate Soldier.
There. Hey, we've had Jermaine Fetty and George Fant at right tackle. We can't draft a line at all, so I mean, like, what do you want?
So,
What do you want me to say?
Kaimi Fairbairn, the kicker for Houston, got a 4-year extension.
For how much? I saw
Kaimi
this.
Fairbairn got a big deal, man.
Kaimi
It
Fairbairn.
was,
He
it
had
was
like
kind
a
of confusing.
he had a great year, 4-year, $17.65 million deal.
Yeah, 17 in it. Like, I don't know. I do not trust a kicker that much to give him that big of a
Kaimi
contract.
Fairbairn had
Unless
one of
it's
the
like
best
Justin Tucker.
years for a kicker
Yeah, but
ever 2 years ago.
Aldrich Rosas was like top tier last season.
So was Chris
And
Boswell
then
2 years
this
ago
past
when he
season,
got
he was
paid.
terrible.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like Chris Boswell
Like,
got paid
kickers are just
2-3 years ago,
inconsistent.
and then he got turned to trash.
Mm-hmm. So, Kyle Allen also got a new contract. The Panthers quarterback got a 1-year deal, which I think he's a good
I
backup.
think it's a smart
He
player.
proved he
That's a smart
can
move.
step in and win some games. I just don't think he's good enough to be like a full-time starter somewhere. At least not yet.
I think
So.
personally, they trade Cam Newton. I think the Panthers. I don't know if the Panthers will go into a full rebuild. They just trade Tri Turner for Russell Okung
Yeah.
to the Chargers.
But I think part of that is I don't really get that.
I don't get that
Because-
move. You're trading a 26-year-old right guard for a 31-year-old.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of tackles
tackle.
in this class too, and not a bunch of guards.
Yeah,
I mean,
why? If you're gonna trade anyone on that O line, I would trade Darrell Williams.
Yeah.
Like Darrell Williams of that group is the worst one, or maybe Matt Paradis. But I mean, I don't think anyone.
I
Wants
think the
that contract.
Panthers though. I think they're gonna stick with Cam for now.
I think so too.
Move-
I think
move
he'll
forward
be a
with him.
mid.
He's got some, promise if he can
I
stay
think
healthy.
they trade him during the draft.
Really,
I think they trade
it
him.
depends on
I think
if they like a guy. Enough
I think they
and
trade Newton.
where their position
Start
is.
Allen, tank, and get.
Yeah, they're saying they're
Lawrence
gonna
or
draft
Fields.
tank for Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
That'd
There's
be
a good
smart
quarterback
move.
class
That'd be a
coming
smart
up.
move.
So then, kind of probably the last one we're gonna talk about right
Marshall
here.
Yonder.
Marshall
retired.
Yonder retired.
That's,
He was a phenomenal lineman. I think he won the Super Bowl with Baltimore.
Yeah,
when
he
they
did. He's-
Went on that run with Flacco. He's great.
I mean,
Props to him for a good
Yonder
career.
will be missed. Yonder will be a Hall of Famer.
And
It's Yonder.
especially because that was a huge part of the Baltimore Ravens
Yeah.
run game.
Yeah.
He was big. But
What sucks that he's a right guard. There's not guards in this draft.
yeah.
So I mean, I guess what they could do is shift someone inside, maybe Ronnie Stanley.
Stanley had a really good year.
But I don't know if he can do that.
I think they'll be okay in the
Or
long
maybe
run.
they draft a tackle. Maybe they draft someone like Elton Jenkins who can move around the line.
Yeah. Okay, so then, just to finish off, we're going to kind of take you through some of the premier free agents and who haven't signed yet and where we think they're going to go. So let's start off with who CBS and most other networks rank
Trash.
as the top free agent
Trash.
this year. Dak, or should I say Rain Dakota Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys, age 26, coming off a very small contract. He was a 4th-round pick. He was making around $400,000 a year. What do you think they should do with Dak? Do you think he should stay in Dallas? Because right now, apparently, he turned down like a $33 million a year contract for the Cowboys.
What I hear
Wants
is
more
that he got one.
He wants $40 million, dog.
From what I hear, he wants a lot, like kind of like a longer.
He wants
version.
Mahomes money.
He wants like a longer version of what Sherman got, like that $33 million with a lot of what's it called, extra bonuses or whatever for throwing whatever. Well, basically what Richard Sherman got, but like for 5 years and wants $33 million on top of that.
Yeah.
Which I mean, sure,
Dak's
But-
good, but if I'm Dallas,
but he needs.
Dak hasn't actually proven that
He
he
needs
can win
Zeke
anything.
Elliott to win.
And the truth is, even though his stats were really good this year, they were 8-8, and his whole career, he's been solid.
Well, you
and
can also blame that.
the one
8.
thing about Dak that's nice is he's shown progress, like he's gotten better. But the thing is, you can blame a lot of it on Jason Garrett.
I think you
Dak
can blame
has
it on the defense.
always had a top offensive line in the league, a top running back in the league. He had Dez Bryant at the start of his career and Amari Cooper now. Michael Gallup's 1,000-yard receiver.
Well, I mean, that's
like
Bryant was kind of falling off at the start.
he was fine off, but the point is, Dak has been given every single player around him on offense that any quarterback could dream of, and yes, it's only been the first 4 years of his career. But his only thing to show for it is one playoff win against Seattle, and then the next week, they just got ran over by the Rams.
Don't remind me of Schottenheimer's stupidity.
Yeah.
No, but I think you can blame that 8-8 on the defense too.
You can.
Byron Jones fell off a cliff.
And their offense was first in the NFL in yards, but a lot of that was garbage time because anytime they played a good team, they would just get down a ton in the first half. Like when they were playing the Packers, for example, Dak finished with like 300 yards, like 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. But his 300 yards and 2 touchdowns were all garbage time stats. Whenever the game was
like Blake
within,
Bortles.
Whenever the game was within one score, Dak ended every single drive with either a pick or a punt. Like it was not, Same with that Bears game where they were down like 24-7 on Thursday night.
Yeah, no, I think Dak is going to get overpaid.
Yeah, and I think Dak. The thing is, they signed a new collective bargaining.
Well, I think either Prescott or Cooper is going to get tagged, and I think the other one's going to hit free agency.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to sign
with
both.
Dallas is you've put all these skill position guys around him, and he hasn't won anything. Granted, it's only been a few years, but the question is, if you give Dak all this money, you won't be able.
Here's the thing:
you won't be able to retain all these other skill position guys, like Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Like Michael Gallup when he wants a contract down the road, and some of these linemen. And the thing is, do you think Dak can carry a worse supporting cast to a Super Bowl?
Who can you pay? Cooper or Prescott? I pay Prescott.
Yeah,
you can replace Cooper a bit more.
Amari Cooper disappeared on the road, and receivers are just more replaceable.
Yeah, and look at the draft this year.
Yeah, totally.
Henry Ruggs, CeeDee Lamb. There's so
Jerry
many.
Jeudy, there's a ton of guys.
There are so many receivers in this draft. You can replace Cooper and add another one onto that to replace Cobb.
So if I'm the Cowboys, I would offer Dak like $37 million a year, but for like.
I think you pull out Jimmy G and front load the contract.
Front load the contract. So if he does poorly, you can you
can cut him after 3 years.
Cut him after 3 years exactly. But I would sign him to like a 6-year deal.
Yeah.
So that if he plays well, the last 3 years of the contract at $37 million will now be small because the contracts keep getting bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? So that way you can lock him up for a while. Drew Brees. Yeah. Another guy.
Drew Brees is, I think, signed with the Saints.
He's going back to the Saints, yeah.
Chris Jones has been tagged.
Tom Brady. I think he's out of New England, man. I think him and Belichick are just not... They're not good with each other.
I don't know where Brady's going to go.
The thing is, I feel like people overestimate the market for him. I really don't think there's that many teams that want Brady. Because the truth is, half the teams that are bad... Yes, Brady might be better than your current quarterback.
But why would you want a 42-year-old?
If you're bad and he's not good enough to bring you to the Super Bowl, which I don't think he is, you wouldn't want a 42-year-old guy for 1 year over a young guy who you could develop. And so a lot of the bad teams I don't think are going to sign Brady. I don't think he wants to go there. And a lot of the good teams I think are content with their quarterbacks. And it shows the Titans, free agency hasn't even really started yet. They already locked up Tannehill. And the Titans were one of their biggest spots.
I think Brady... Personally, some people call him a system quarterback, but I think partially he is. Mm-hmm. I think he's.
But at the same time, Belichick's a defensive guy.
He's 42. He's regressing. I mean, we've seen that the past 2 years. He has gotten worse every single year, like the past 3 years.
Yeah.
He just lost to the Titans, so he's gonna be pissed off. And I think the last thing is the teams that need a quarterback that are playoff contenders won't sign him.
Yeah. I think Brady is still good enough to win a Super Bowl with the good supporting cast.
Which is why he's...
But I think the only teams that he could really go to are like San Francisco, you know what I mean? And I don't think they're going to move on from Jimmy G.
Jimmy G does what
1 year of Brady, right? Or, maybe Tampa Bay has a lot of offensive talent.
Tampa Bay is the only place, but Tampa Bay is not going to get to the Super Bowl.
That's the thing. And so I don't think it makes sense for Brady to go to a new place where he's not going to win.
I think Brady is drumming up all this drama with the Patriots for maybe, I don't know, it's a weird strategy to get overpaid in free agency, and then he'll ultimately end up, if he doesn't get the contract he wants, end up going back to the Patriots.
Just back to New England, yeah.
Because no team would want him, aside from maybe the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks. People say the Colts. The Colts are solid, but I don't think that would be a good deal for either of them.
I disagree.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Brady
Why would
wants to
you
live in Indiana and go to a middle of the pack team who's got some potential but isn't like great.
And Brissett, they were 5-2 before
Yeah.
Brissett went down.
I
And
don't
then
think the Colts
Hoyer
want to
lost to
spend money on.
And the Hoyer
Brady.
lost to the Dolphins, and they went to shit from there. But the Colts, why don't you extended Brissett to 2 years? You still got a year left on that deal. Brissett has been getting better every year he's been in the league. I think personally, you keep Brissett, see what he does. Maybe draft Jacob Eason. I don't know. Maybe draft Jacob Eason.
Because you could get Eason in like the
Fourth round.
Yeah.
I think he goes in the 4th.
He had a bad
see what Brissett does.
combine.
If Brissett doesn't do well, you let him go and start Eason next year or do something else.
Yeah. There's a ton of guys like
You don't-
Jake Fromm, who's probably like the 7th best quarterback in this class. You could spend a late round pick on him, and he's got potential.
Yeah. If I'm the Colts, that's what I would personally do.
Mm-hmm.
So Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers, I don't think we need to talk about him.
I mean,
I think he's probably going to retire, honestly.
I
just
think
don't
he wants to keep playing, but I don't think anyone will give him a good contract.
Yeah.
He's basically a cheaper Brady.
Mm-hmm.
But I think honestly,
He's got
I think
like
the
9
Bucs-
kids. He should take it easy.
I
Spend
think the
time with his
Bucks
family.
are more likely to sign Philip Rivers than Tom Brady.
I think
Phillip
the
Rivers
Bucks
will-
actually could sign Rivers.
Because I think Rivers will ask for less money.
Yeah, definitely. Amari Cooper, we kind of talked about him a little bit.
Dak. I think he hits the market, and I don't know where he would go, though.
Yeah, because I don't think the Cowboys are willing to give him a massive contract, especially
think
with
so
his
either.
inconsistency.
I would say the Raiders if he didn't play for the Raiders.
Yeah, they're saying he might go to Philly, which could
That
make
would
a
make
little
sense.
Yeah.
That would
But,
make
at
sense.
the same time, if Philly offers him a deal, I feel like Jerry would just be like, no, take my money. You can't go to Philly. Like,
Honestly, yeah. I think that's I don't know.
just hand him a blank check. So, yeah.
Chris Harris.
I think he probably, in the end, will end up staying with the Cowboys.
I think he'll stay.
Maybe on the tag or something. It's hard to tell.
I don't know.
though.
I think he does hit the open market, and I don't know where he would go. I think Philly makes the most sense, but I don't think Philly has a cap to sign him.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Philly has a lot of cap room, if I recall.
Okay.
Chris-
Jadeveon Clowney.
Okay,
He's
we're
going to the Giants.
We're gonna skip Barrett. and
Guaranteed.
Harris. Okay.
Well, because did Barrett get
Barrett got tagged, I
tagged?
believe.
Right. Shaquille Barrett got tagged by the
And
Bucks.
Chris Harris get tagged?
I think
I'll look this up.
Chris Harris is 30, and so
I would tag him.
like he's good. Chris Harris contract.
I mean, trade for Bouye. So
Did he get extended?
I don't know. I just saw
Yeah,
one.
maybe
Year, I
he's
just saw
just
1 year,
free.
$12 million down there.
Mm-hmm. Contracts
1 year, $12 million. Yeah, I think he got extended to a 1 year,
Uh-huh.
which makes sense.
Yep. Okay. He's a good player.
Oh, that might have been last year.
Yeah. Okay. Even if he's a free agent, I think he'll come back to Denver.
I think he'll come back to Denver.
They've got some good. I've heard the people in the locker room in Denver love Drew Lock. Think he's the man. So
I mean, what,
they've
he
got
went,
some
what
young
did he do?
talent on
4-1
offense.
at the end of the year.
He was pretty good.
Drew
they beat
Lock.
the Texans like 38 to, 20.
Yeah,
or
but it's
something.
Bill O'Brien, the Texans. Like,
Yeah, that's fair. But Drew Lock had some nice games. And what's his name? Cortland Sutton was a
Cortland
first-time
Sutton.
Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
They got some guys. No offense.
They need a
promising
receiver.
Tight end.
They need one more receiver.
Yeah, and this is a draft to get a receiver.
And
so
you need a tackle because Garrett Bowles is absolute shit.
he's terrible.
Garrett Bowles is a waste of a first-round draft pick.
Well, it's
Denver, what do you-
Elway. He's gonna whiff every other year.
Why?
in his first
Why
round.
would you draft a 25-year-old tackle or a 26-year-old tackle in like the first round?
Oh, man.
That's a stupid pick.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about two more guys here.
Jadeveon.
We're gonna talk about Clowney. He's going to the Giants, so we don't need to talk about him.
No, he's not.
Guaranteed, G-men, easy peasy. We're gonna sign my man.
He's not going to go to the Giants.
G-men want him, dog.
It's gonna. You know what I think? I think Raiders are going to splurge and they're going to get
Raiders?
Clowney and Jones.
I think they're gonna get Byron Jones too. He was one of the guys I was about to say we should talk about. Byron Jones. I think he's gonna be the highest paid defensive back of all time when he signed his contract this offseason. He doesn't get picks, and it's weird, but his coverage is really
I
nice.
want to see the stats.
Yeah, like he doesn't.
Jones.
I don't know. He just doesn't get turnovers, but his stats.
Well, how many deflections does he get? He might just have
Yeah.
crappy hands.
He's a 27-year-old corner. He runs a 4.36 40.
He's an athletic monster.
Yeah, he's locked down. He had 0 interceptions as a
He has had
past 2
two.
seasons.
He has had 2 picks in all of his career.
5 years. Yeah, he doesn't get picks, but he's locked down. He's
Yeah.
gonna get paid. He's a great corner. I don't think Dallas has the money to bring back Byron Jones,
Oh
Mark
no,
Cooper, and
no! They've
Dak.
already said they're letting him go.
Yeah, so
They already. He's
I'm
gone.
hoping Byron Jones comes to the G-man. Maybe.
He's not going
Could
to.
use-
The
could use
Raiders.
some help.
Okay, the Raiders
Yeah,
have
but
almost made the playoffs. No.
They were not really that close.
Okay, who is... It's Mark Davis as their owner. John Gruden as their coach. I respect John Gruden. I think John Gruden's a great coach. But Mark Davis is the son of Al Davis. You know what they're saying is, just win, baby. They almost made the playoffs. They think they're going to make the
They
playoffs
weren't
next year.
really that close, though.
Yeah, but do you
They
think...
they lost 34-3 to the New York Jets.
Do you think Mark Davis knows that?
No, but
That's my point.
but their general manager Mike Mayock is
Yeah, Mike Mayock knows that, but he's not the owner of the team. Mark Davis is going to go...
Okay.
Mark Davis is going to go.
Give me Byron
Buy
Jones.
Byron Jones. Buy Jadeveon Clowney. And we're going to win. That's what he's going to
Okay.
do. He's going to want sports and free agency. Did Eric Armstead get tagged?
I think he's going back to the Niners. I think he
would want to go back to the Niners.
Yeah, they just had a Super Bowl.
But if
run.
I'm the Niners, like, if you're I don't know if you'd sign Eric Armstead because you just traded for D Ford and extended him.
Well, I think they're gonna keep the guys who started. If there's one guy that they should let walk a little bit down the road, I'd let Solomon Thomas walk.
Yeah,
He's a bust.
Thomas is a bust.
Yeah, but it's okay because when you make the Super Bowl, it's okay if you whiff on a first rounder.
Yeah.
So the last two guys we should talk about:
Teddy Bridgewater.
and Jack Conklin,
and Joe Tooney.
and Joe Tooney. Teddy Bridgewater. Let's start with him.
Yeah.
If I'm the Saints, I bring him back over Taysom Hill. I like Taysom Hill a lot. He's, a jack of all trades, but he just hasn't proven before that he can be like a starting quarterback. And Breeze really only has 1 year left. Bridgewater has proven he can win games. He made the playoffs in Minnesota. He was 5-0 as a starter this year for New Orleans. Like he's a sure
I swear
commodity.
he lost the game.
He lost the game that he filled in for Breeze, after halftime. But as a starter, he was undefeated. They went to Chicago, blew out Chicago. They went to Seattle, blew out Seattle. They were winning games.
We don't talk about that game.
But the point is, if I'm the Saints and they have so much talent, Teddy Bridgewater is a very cerebral guy.
You bring Teddy Bridgewater back.
I mean, obviously, you'd love to have both of them back, but if you only have money for one, I'd take Bridgewater.
I'd take Bridgewater over Hill, too. Like, Taysom Hill is basically a running back who can throw the ball decently far. Teddy Bridgewater, in my opinion, and I said this to you earlier, I think he's Steve Young-esque. I think, Steve Young started at the Buccaneers, and he was dog crap because the Buccaneers, they're an expansion franchise, they suck. Then he goes to the 49ers. He sits behind Joe Montana for a few years. They trade Montana. I don't think the Saints trade Breeze. I think they keep Breeze.
Yeah, well,
Montana,
he's going to retire after this year.
Steve Young becomes like a superstar at like 28, 29, like late 20s, and makes the Hall of Fame. Do I think Bridgewater's a Hall of Famer? I don't know yet. Do I think Bridgewater can become a Steve Young type player? Maybe. Because I think Bridgewater is all the abilities. He can scramble, he can improvise. He's basically...
Yeah.
I think he's got the tools of Steve Young.
He's like a game manager, though.
But he can run the ball.
But he can run a little bit. He's been more hesitant since his knee surgery.
Can you really blame him?
No, not at all. But I'm just saying, he's not as good of a runner as he used to be. But, he's solid, he's smart, he makes the right decision. And when you're the Saints and you have all that talent, you just need a guy, like Drew Brees. I mean, no disrespect here. His arm strength is not that good.
It's not as good as it once was.
He's just incredibly accurate on the short and mid levels. And they run a ton of, catch and run. They have Alvin Kamara. You have Michael
Thomas, who has 150 receptions, but doesn't get run after catch yards that much. Mm-hmm. Or actually, no, I should rephrase that. He gets a decent amount of run after catch yards, but he just doesn't run deep. He's not DeAndre Hopkins, who you can throw it up to and you'll catch in double coverage.
Yeah. Okay, so then you want to talk about Jack Conklin? Because he's going to the Giants too. And
remember the last time you overpaid an offensive tackle?
You know what?
How well did that work out for you?
Nate Solder has been he's played football for our team. Oh god. That contract's a mess.
Yeah, so
but Conklin, see, Solder was in the Patriots' incredible system, and Conklin,
he still has to block for
really
Brady.
Conklin's good, man. We're gonna get Conklin. He's gonna be a Pro Bowler.
What? You're not gonna sign everyone, okay?
We're gonna get Byron Jones, Amari Cooper, Jack Conklin, Yannick Ngakoue, and Jadeveon Clowney.
You're worse than John.
And then we're going to the Super Bowl.
You're worse than
It's
John.
simple, really. Daniel Jones will be MVP of both the regular season and Super Bowl. No big deal. Apparently, though, the Giants want to sign a wide receiver free agency, which does not make sense to me.
Okay, who did you sign last free agency? Golden Tate.
He was good. But if you have Golden Tate, you have Sterling Shepard, you have Darius Slayton, who had like 800 yards, 8 touchdowns as a rookie.
You trade
You
Tate.
have Evan Engram, right?
Yeah.
I'm set with that receiving core. Like, that's solid.
If you want to sign a receiver, you trade Shepard to Tate.
I mean, draft a receiver in this class, man.
Honestly.
You know what I mean?
If you do that, you have to trade Shepard to Tate. You can't keep all three. You have. I think.
Yeah.
You
Well,
might. You trade.
Tate
one
doesn't
of
have. Tate's like 32, 33.
I
But
don't,
yeah,
I don't think you could trade Tate. You could try. I don't think you could.
you could get like a third or fourth.
I think-
for him, maybe.
No, you'd get. Did you not just see the Calais Campbell trade?
Yeah, but that was stupid. Like, there's got to be a contender who's willing to give more
You
than
think
a
you
fifth
think
for
you
Calais.
think the Giants are
And
smarter?
Calais Campbell's like 37 too.
No, he's not. He's like 32.
No way.
He's not. He's not 37.
Calais Campbell?
Yeah.
He's 33. What the heck?
Yeah.
How is this man traded for a 5th round pick?
He's gonna be playing till he's 35.
Yeah.
But anyways, in all realisticness,
Yeah, I think
Jack
the Giants
Conklin.
had the potential to sign one of those 5 players.
Who have we not talked? Okay, it's let's talk about Joe Thuney and Jack Conklin in the same breath here for a minute.
Yeah.
Who needs offensive line help in this contender? Seattle. No, hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah, they do.
No,
They do.
I'm not saying they're going to sign both. I think they'll sign one or the other. I think personally, you have at right tackle Jermaine Ifedi and George Fant. I think both
They're
are hitting
both
them
bad.
up. They're both horrible. But you have Jack
Do you
Conklin.
guys still have
Joe Thuney.
DJ Fluker?
Yeah. DJ Fluker is actually decent this year.
Yeah, he was not good on the Giants.
Yeah. Because guess what? Seattle knows how to develop offensive line.
No, it's just that the Giants don't know how to develop linemen. Eric Flowers, dude,
Yeah.
was a traffic cone for the Giants. Goes to Washington, he's like a respectable lineman.
I know. And he's going to get re-signed.
Yeah, man, it's terrible.
No, but like, I think they'll get one or the other. Personally speaking, I think we should go after Thuney and draft a tackle.
Yeah,
'Cause
Thuney's probably going to be cheaper, too.
Yeah. Dwayne Brown is old, but he can still play. Mikey Potty's gone. Do I trust Jamarco Jones? Yeah. He played okay, but like, Justin Britt is coming off an injury, but he's a solid center. He's a respectable
Yeah, he
center.
can
He's
play.
overpaid, but he's a respectable center. He's not like Nate Solder, who's overpaid and can't
Stop
play.
it, okay? Just stop going back to Solder, man. Keep talking about the Seahawks.
Okay, then you've got another guard, DJ Fluker, who's become a decent, respectable lineman and is not overpaid like Nate Solder. And then you have a tackle. Is a massive question mark.
You have a tackle. Hey, good one
You
there,
have a tackle.
Jacob.
You have a tackle is shit. So what you do is you go to you get Thuney. You sign Thuney. You replace Zupati. Yeah, it's your left side's shirt up and probably is gonna be really good. You draft a tackle. You draft say Tristan Wirfs. I don't know. Mekhi Becton.
There's a bunch of guys. Andrew Thomas, you could get a little later too.
You can do that, and then you start them at tackle.
Jedrick Wills.
Instantly, that offensive line is so much better because you don't
already
have a
got- You
traffic.
already got Russell Wilson.
You don't
got
have a
DK
traffic.
Metcalf,
You don't have a
you got
traffic
Tyler
cone.
Lockett.
You don't have a traffic cone at right tackle. You don't have broken back Upati at left guard,
Broken back.
and you don't have Dwayne Brown. And you have Dwayne Brown's 34 left tackle.
But you know the Seahawks
he's
are a
still-
contender, and so
Yeah.
even if he's only got 1 or 2 years left, you know that's their
Yeah,
window.
that's fine. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's their window. I think they've got like a massive 10-year window.
10-year window.
Well,
Russell
Wilson.
Russell Wilson's incredible. Bobby Wagner's incredible. The rest of the team is kind of like, you know, good
Whatever.
players, not great players.
Whatever. Okay, Okay, so I think personally, Thuney will go to Seattle, or Conklin will go to Seattle. One or the other. Personally, I think it's Thuney.
Yeah.
Conklin, on the other hand, where is he gonna go? I don't know.
New York.
No, Steelers.
Steelers.
Think about it. You've traded Marcus Gilbert. Gilbert's on the Cardinals now.
Yeah.
You don't have a tackle. You've got Villanueva, who I think Ramon Foster, whose contract I think is up
I
this
don't know.
year.
The Steelers' O-line has been pretty solid.
It's
though.
been
If
pretty
I'm them,
solid.
I would spend money on like
Other
receivers.
positions? No, you don't.
You know?
You don't need receivers. You've got Juju. Like, yeah, you've had a bad year, but it's
Juju-
it was his first year at number
To me,
one.
it looked like Juju can't be a number 1 receiver.
It was his first year at number one. Give him another year.
I don't know.
Deontay Johnson and James Washington are both good young
They're
receivers.
solid. Okay.
And Steelers have a history of developing receivers.
That's facts.
a
Steelers'
massive
defense is really nice.
They have a rap sheet of receivers.
And they're probably going to draft a quarterback behind Big Ben.
Yes,
Like in the
I
next
agree.
year or two.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I
if
think
I'm them,
that- I
maybe you
think they
spend
go
money on, I don't know.
Well, you also think about this. Their offensive line, like average age is like 30.
That's true. They're old, but they've been
Conklin,
solid.
Conklin isn't the youngest guy out
He's
there.
like 25
but he's like
though.
26.
Yeah.
Like you're going to get for at least 4 years out of them. Where the rest of the line, excluding what's his name? DeCastro.
Yeah,
You get
David
max
DeCastro.
2 years, probably 2-3 years out of the rest of your O-line.
Mhm.
DeCastro, you'll get maybe 4 or 5 years because he's a great offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And Conklin, you'll get
And
4 or 5
especially if they're
years.
getting a young quarterback, they don't
Yeah.
think they can win the Super Bowl this year or next with Big Ben,
Oh,
right?
they'll think they'll win the Super Bowl. They think they will.
Big Ben.
Is there any
injury
other
in his hand without any contact? Just
Alright.
throws the ball and dies.
Well, we've been here for 40 minutes.
Yeah. So if you're still with us, thanks for watching. That's all we got for today. That's some
well, I
free
mean, we
agency
can talk about
recaps for
Jameis
you guys.
Winston.
Jameis, goodbye. Jameis is not. Nope, he's getting released. He's gonna steal some crab legs and get
But
arrested. That's all we got for today.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, folks. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. Drop a like. Tell us what you think about the free agents in the comments below. Tell us what you think about Jacob coming on as a guest. You guys want to hear more from
Thanks for having
Jacob?
me.
I'm Scott Converts. This is Jacob Johnstone.
Thanks. Yep.
This has been The Last Word.